How to Lego yourself using your Seesaw application. For this activity, you will need to take a photograph of yourself or of a toy against a plain background in your home. Once you have uploaded your photograph, you can then decide if you want to improve the scale or reduce the scale. Doing this, you will need to tap the 3 buttons at the side of your picture and unlock it. This will allow you to change the size and also the direction of your photograph. It will even allow you to duplicate the photograph if you wanted to create a whole family of Lego heads. For this activity, I'm just going to create one Lego head. Once I've positioned my photo, I'm going to lock it in place so it doesn't move around. Next up, I will need to add in some shapes for my Lego head. I'm going to use the rounded square, not the sharp edge square. I'm then going to enlarge this over the top of the face of myself or my toy. I'm going to change the size of the square so it's actually going to become a little bit more like a rectangle. And then once I'm happy with the position, I'm going to change the colour right up to the top yellow on the slider bar. I'm going to tap duplicate to recreate one of these square shapes, and then I'm going to shrink it down into a rectangular shape for the neck. When I've got a size that I'm happy with, which is about half the size of the square, I'm then simply going to duplicate that rectangular shape and create the head as well as the neck and slide these into position. Once these have been positioned, I'm ready to start drawing on my face. For this task, I will need to select now a yellow-orange colour, darker than the yellow of the face. I will need to select my marker tool and I will need to decide what size marker option I will use. For this task, I'm going to use one of the thinner nibs, but you can test these out at the side of your screen if you want to make sure. The shape that we are going to be drawing onto the top of our Lego head is going to be an ellipse type shape. This looks a little bit like a squashed circle. It's quite a tricky shape to draw, so you might want to have a little practice of this, or you might need to repeat it a few times to get it right. We'll start with the top of the head and we're going to put in our first curved line over in the top. You might need to have a couple of practices at this. Once you are happy with that shape, you can start to draw in the next curved line. This time it's just like half an ellipse shape, so half of a curved line. Once you're happy with that shape, you can go ahead and start to work down your head. Here we are going to pop in another curved line. This time it's going to be much bigger. If something goes wrong and you're not happy with your design, you can always press the back button. I'm going to pop that curve back in and sweep it around the back here and join up those 2 lines. Next, I'm going to put down the sides of my Lego head, and when I get to the bottom, I'm going to pop in another curved line just at the bottom here. If I want to make it a little bit thicker, that is okay. If I want to change my marker option, that's also okay. Then I'm going to edge in the neckline just at the bottom and one more curved line. So in total, if we were to count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different curved lines in our work. Next, I want to add in the face. There are so many different face options for the Lego head, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to do a very simple one. You'll notice I've changed my marker tool option to be black. I'm going to change the nib now to suit the eye shape. I actually want to have quite big eyes here, so I'm just going to pop those in as 2 dots. I'm then going to swap back down my nib size to pop in the eyebrows. If I tried to do this with a big nib, then it wouldn't work. It would overpower the whole of my work. And the last thing I'm going to do is pop in highlights into the eyes. So this is just by changing the nib size again of my marker and then popping that in as white. You can do as many different faces or face styles as you wish. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Don't forget to press the save button and to tag the visual arts folder.